Since February 29, 2020, Governor Inslee has been actively protecting Washingtonians, some from themselves. If the coronavirus were able to speak through a face hole like that of the humans on this earth, I think it would thank all the protesters and people avoiding social distancing and say, "You've made it possible for me to spread. Thank you." And give a big old handshake. I want to say to you, thank you. Please subscribe. It's one of the corners of the video. You know the button.
And Joel, I just want to thank you for being here today. And we'll be violating Governor Inslee's social distancing rules.
Well, we all know what's happened. We haven't been strained at all in our healthcare resources. We had a field hospital built at the sports stadium downtown. The Army took that back because we didn't need it. We sent 500 respirators to New York because they really did need them, and it turns out we didn't. And all the predictive models have over time gotten lower and lower and lower and lower in their predictions of how many healthcare beds will be needed and how many ventilators. The public policy goal is we need to protect the ability of the state to provide health care to everybody in the state. If everybody gets sick really suddenly and all the hospitals are overwhelmed, then people who would otherwise be able to get the kind of health care they need won't be able to. And so we can order these infringements on your civil liberties and constitutional rights as a way of protecting everybody in the state.
First point, RCW 43.06.220 Section 4 states that after 30 days of an emergency declaration, the legislator gets involved. It seems the state of emergency has a little bit of a time limit until... Ow, paper cut. I hold in my hand an extremely important document. You'll see doodles at the top. Ignore them unless you want to see them. It is a letter from the legislature to Governor Inslee, and it confused me quite a bit at the beginning, but now I see straight. And in nothing in this letter does it mention the extension ordered in Proclamation 20-25.3, the third extension of the stay-at-home order.
We filed suit today in federal district court against the governor asking that the proclamation's extension be declared unconstitutional. So the governor's authority is constrained by the United States Constitution. And while he has emergency powers, they are not unlimited. And when he has exceeded his emergency powers and banned people from going to places of worship and praying, that violates the First Amendment. When he deprives people of their property, their liberty, their right to assemble, it violates the Fifth Amendment, the First Amendment. So his powers are not unlimited, and when an emergency has abated to the extent that he no longer needs to do that to protect the public health, and I think the science is clear on that, his continuing to do that exceeds any constitutional authority he has.
But the vast majority of Washingtonians are complying both of their interests in their loved one's health and in common sense that we're making progress and we don't want to go backwards on this, and also complying with the law, all three of those things, and the vast majority of Washingtonians are doing that. You have some politicians who have taken positions contrary to that. I vigorously disagree with them. I think they are not only short-sighted but dangerous. They are not compliant with the science that is very clear on this, that if we today released all of our efforts, if we stopped in our tracks halfway through this effort or 2/3 through this effort, this virus is going to come back with a vengeance. And apparently those politicians, as far as I can tell, that doesn't bother them too much. But when you see the tears of the families who've lost 800 people, I think you'd reach a different conclusion. The 41-year-old bus driver that was lost, the Reverend in Eastern Washington. By the way, it's not just the people who lose their lives, it's their families that lose them. And I've heard some of this talk that 60-year-olds just don't count in our society. I don't believe that. It's not true in my family. It's not true in most families. So we will stand on this effort and we will continue it. and we will continue the success of Washington. And I'm very confident that the decisions we have made both are good for human health and fully consistent with our responsibilities under the state constitution and the United States Constitution.
Right now, people, like literally right now, May 9th, 2020, in Olympia, Washington, there are crowds of people ignoring social distancing laws, protesting the stay-at-home order. Again, you have extremes on both ends. And what I'm hoping is that everyone can try and meet down the middle. We need to show Governor Jay Inslee, we got this. I also want to say thank you to all the videos that were featured in my video. They came first, and then I came along. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this, 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 and I want a little bit of all of it to make one other thing. And that, my friends, is how you get ConsumerScoop.